Okay, what the heck happened today to Lam Research's stock? Here's a high-quality semiconductor equipment maker, a business we know has been red hot, with a stock that's been working its way higher for months now. Yet, even though Lam Research reported a better-than-expected quarter last night, even though the company gave much stronger-than-expected guidance for the next quarter, even though the analysts rushed to raise both their earnings estimates and their price targets, the darn stock went down today, fell $2.59 or more than 2%, all of which makes you wonder, what the heck's going on here? Has the market lost its mind? Or was there something buried in the conference call that canceled out the positive numbers, made it so investors wanted to sell? First, understand the quarter was excellent. Lam delivered a 5-cent earnings beat off a $2.19 basis, higher than expected revenue, up 15% year over year. Guidance for next quarter was even better. After the quarter, 7 different firms raised their price targets. So why did investors spurn the stock? I think some of it might be because the company admitted that shipments in the second half of the 2017 fiscal year, which has now begun, could be weaker than in the first half. Some of it could be because the company's spending more than ever, although given that there's so much money in the bank, I don't know. I don't see much to complain about. However, I think the most important factor is that Lam had run going into the quarter. Even after today's pullback, the darn stock's up roughly 18% since we last spoke to the CEO 3 months ago. I bet many people were looking for any excuse to ring the register, since no one ever got hurt taking a profit. That might be your opportunity. Don't take it from me. Let's check in with Martin Anstice. He's the president and CEO of Lam Research. Learn more about the quarter and where the company's headed. Mr. Anstice, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, Martin, when I look at the demand for flash, when I look at the demand for DRAMs, I think it's unprecedented. I almost think that it's a different age and time where these devices are no longer used the way we thought. They're used in an early age for big data, and that therefore the cycle's much longer, and we should not be thinking, when do I get off of Lam? Because there's so many different devices out there that Lam could have business for multiple years, not multiple quarters. Am I looking at it too rosy?
No, I think it's difficult today to have a conversation about a cycle, because I think, to a point you make regularly, this is a world of diversity in terms of end demand, and it's a world of secular trends. And I very much believe in the long-term opportunity for Lam Research. You mentioned in the introduction there, great quarter, great year. And for me, that's a moment in time. What's much more important is the opportunity for the company. And we sit as an enabler in many respects as an industry and as a company for the roadmap of virtual reality, 4K gaming, automotive automation, and connected homes, and many of the agendas that are relevant and exciting in the years ahead.
Look, if it were just PCs and if it were just pure data storage, then I have to tell you, Martin, I would be worried, even though I don't see that many machines coming on. I don't see that many foundries built. But what you and I are talking about, and what I talk about with Western Digital and talk about with Micron, what I talk about with, look, with a lot of the companies that behind the scenes that do disk drives and do flash, this is a brave new world. And these devices, even just for surveillance, which we never thought of, autonomous cars, if you decide that you want to throw out Lam Research, what you don't realize is that the machines they are going to be making are for devices that you've never seen before, not devices that you currently have.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very accurate statement to say that this is no longer the world of a single device or a single demand driver. I think people miss the fact that there is so much diversity in today's tech economy. I mean, the reality is that the PC today consumes no more than 20% of bits produced in the world in memory, and accounts for probably less than 10% of the foundry and logic capacity of the world. So this is a very diverse set of demand drivers. To your point, the silicon device, which is the device that, as an industry and as a company, we make possible from a technology delivery point of view, is everything about the future of that roadmap. So it's a really exciting time, and it's a long-term story.
Now, cash piling up. Interesting situation, because we know that the KLA Tencor deal didn't go through. I think there were some people on the call who feel like because that didn't go through, there's no next leg. But you said you were very comfortable with the way the company's set up and does not need to do a deal.
Yeah, I mean, very, very clearly, I think in response to one of the questions on the call, I said, we're not feeling encumbered by a responsibility to reinvent the company. The company has a tremendous opportunity, and it has a track record. It has a track record in terms of technology leadership, but also in terms of operations, execution, and financial performance. And with continued attention to those fundamentals, we see a multiple-year outperformance opportunity for the company in our industry, and we're super excited about that. Relative to cash, a lot of cash accumulation. I mean, it's not just a growth story, it's a quality of earnings story. Our priority is invest in the future of our company, and as you recollect from the last conversation, perhaps, we increased our dividends materially, right, and we announced a $1 billion capital repurchase plan, and those are elements of delivering value to our shareholders.
Martin, before this presidential election, I looked at where your customers are, and I said, well, you know what, that is a great diverse base of countries. You own Asia. And now I look at our president, what they did to Mexico today, and I wonder, well, I mean, do you have to worry in the middle of the night that the president does say, those South Koreans, I can't deal with them anymore. The Chinese, what the hell with them? I mean, are we in one of those phases where you have to worry about your book of business because of a tweet?
No, I think, administration independence. I think our interest from a public policy point of view is always oriented around transparency. I mean, it is helpful to be able to plan our future and our companies. We have an interest as an industry and as a company in STEM education and flexibility for strategic investments in innovation and repatriation dialogues and R&D tax credit dialogues. So the types of things that are interesting and impactful to our industry and our company. And that's where our primary focus is, obviously on the things we can control. Right. Our job is to execute as well as we can in the environment that we're presented with.
Well, I think your stock just sold off because of pure profit taking, like some of the others did, like Western Digital, because it was a magnificent quarter. I want to thank you, Martin Anstice, President and CEO of Lam Research. Good to see you, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Look, this is one of the hottest stocks out there, and when you get the kind of rally that we've been having, you get a bit of a sell-off. It's an opportunity. Mad Money's back in. Right. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.